Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Food or Fail. I'm here on location in Montauk using some seasonal ingredients that I've found locally for this episode of Food or Fail. This is my YouTube channel, Chef Ralph's Realm. Buckle up. All right, so it's a winter, fall season here. I came across these little bad boys. Throw up a picture of them here. If you've never seen one of these, I'm relatively new to them. It's called a Honeynut squash. They're kind of like little darker baby butternut squashes. And through and through, this is kind of, what they are. And I wanted to try and do something with them. I wanted to go a little sweet because they are called Honeynut squashes. So we're gonna do a creme brulee, Honeynut squash creme brulee. So on the stove, I already have going. So I took one of these. I'm making a very small recipe because I don't know if it's gonna work or not, and I don't want to screw it up. Too much product. I don't want to waste much. So I've already done some of the boring stuff. I took the all the flesh and the pulp out, put it in a pot. It's currently simmering in some apple cider. Simmering in some apple cider. Apple cider, a little bit of sugar, and we're doing it until the meat gets tender. I'm just gonna push my hand in. We're almost there. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to it. So basically what I'm gonna do here is take some of the flesh, cook it in apple cider, add some heavy cream, hit it with an immersion blender, and then add a little bit of cornstarch. I really wanted to use tapioca starch, but I couldn't find it available where I am here out in Montauk. So cornstarch it is. It'll give the same effect. I can modify it if this is somewhat palatable. So, to serve it in, I hate doing this. We're gonna serve it in the gourd. I hollowed this out. I really don't like that. I think it's cliche. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. Okay, let me check on this. I'm gonna throw some heavy cream into this pot now. We're gonna put this down to a simmer. We're gonna go heavy cream. I probably should have made more than this because the ratios, I don't know if this is going to be enough to pulse it with the blender. But that's why we call this Food or Fail. All right, so we're going to try to make this as smooth as possible. I don't have any really, straining equipment. It doesn't even fit. All right, so I picked this up. Picked this up at this little thrift shop. It's a little stirring sauce pot, and it's a stainless steel made in Denmark. It looks like it's probably some designer. We'll get to that. I didn't look it up yet. I did wash it though. So let's see if I can use that to get this blended. This actually might work. This could go all over the place, so I'm gonna try to keep it. Let's start with the low setting. Oof. I'm gonna let this go for a little bit. The color's nice. I'm gonna have to run this through something. It almost has the consistency of like baby food now, where it's like not really chunky, but it's not really smooth. Now let's get a baseline. This may work. I'm shocked, but this may work. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a little bit of a slurry with some cornstarch. Use a glass. I'm not gonna really measure. I'm just gonna do about a teaspoon, a couple taps, and we're gonna put it into some warm water. Let them just hit it up with the back of this spoon. That should be about right. Let's hit it with this again. Okay. I guess we need to start on the low and slowly bring it up. I don't think I've ever blended anything in such a small pot. Okay. Actually, that may have, whatchamacallit, blended out most of the sediment, or most of the little fibers from here. So we're gonna unplug this, throw that to the side. I have to heat this slightly to activate the starches. So we're gonna come back to here and try. This is a very big burner without a lot of stuff on. All right, that should do it. So now I'm gonna fill the gourd with it. That's chunkier than I wanted it to be. Okay. Do I have anything else? All right, this is gonna go into the refrigerator to chill, and then let's see what we got. Gotta spill this. Hey everyone, and we're back to Food or Fail. The creme brulee should be done now. It should be set. Let's grab it out of the refrigerator. So this is the, what are we calling it again? A honey nut squash creme brulee. Let's brulee it. We got a little bit of fine sugar. Let's do this over the sink. Okay, here's my torch. Now I did not remember to bring a torch with me. Normally have my Korean torch, so I stopped at the dispensary and bought a other type of torch. Should work though. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it works. This is just going to take a minute. All right, that should be pretty decent. We'll let it sit for just a minute, and then we'll dig into it. All right, folks. I guess this is the moment. This is the moment of truth. Let me just. It does sound like a creme brulee. It cracked. It cracked like a creme brulee. I'm going to put my mic down for a second. I mean, that's an interesting texture. It looks like a creme brulee. Oh boy, let me just do it in again to here. Okay, cheers. There's a lot going on here. All right, so the concept is here. I gotta be fair. This is food or fail. This is a fail. The concept is there. The execution is 80%. I think if I was in a more controlled kitchen, more of an environment that I'm familiar with my own tools, I'm thinking that this may have been better. The taste is almost there. The Honeynut squash has almost a citrus, some citrus notes to it, which I didn't really expect. Texture's a little off. I think the texture's a little grainy, probably from the cornstarch. I wanted to use tapioca starch. Anyway, all right. This recipe is interesting. It's got some legs. It's gonna go back to the drawing board. Maybe I'll make another appearance in some fashion here or there. This is Food or Fail with Chef Ralph. Unfortunately, this one was a fail. If you like my content, give a like, subscribe, and follow. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.